Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are watching from. As you can see behind me, I am still not in my home after a disastrous flood wiped it out. We've had to move from where we were. Now we're moving to a secondary location while this all gets figured out. So bear with me. We will eventually have a setback. It's just not going to happen right now. There's a lot of constructions, but we do have an important topic to talk about today, and that is the deployment of heavy weapons to the United States border. Before we get into all of that and more, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts below on how you want to see President Donald Trump deal with the drug cartels, how you want to see the United States military deal with the drug cartels. And now we're going to get into the big development of heavy armor going to the border to secure it and fight the cartels. Let's get into it right now. So there had been previous reporting weeks ago that President Donald Trump, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and the United States government and the United States military was going to send armored Stryker vehicles to the border to lock it down, secure it, and if necessary, combat the drug cartels. That has now happened. So this is some reporting from Fox News. I'm going to read it to you. As of this week, 8-wheeled armored fighting vehicles known as Strykers have been deployed to the border for the first time in more than a decade as part of the Pentagon's support of Customs and Border Protection. According to Border Patrol, 2 are now stationed in the El Paso sector, with more Strykers expected to be deployed to other areas along the border in the next few weeks. This is further reporting from Fox News. One of the Strykers is positioned to give a bird's eye view over Juarez, Mexico, a major smuggling corridor known for its high number of gotaways, illegal migrants who manage to escape Border Patrol agents. For those of you who don't know, Juarez is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. It sits right on the other side of the Mexican border. It is a cartel stronghold. It is a high murder rate, high crime rate. It is essentially one of the most, you don't want to be there. That's just the fact of the matter. It was made famous in culture in the movie Sicario, when an elite group of American operators, along with the character played by Benicio del Toro, go into Juarez to snatch a guy and bring him back. That's the famous shootout scene on the bridge from Sicario, as you all know. So this is a quote from U.S. Border Patrol Special Operations Supervisor Hamid Nixaret. I'm sure I butchered that last name, Hamid. I apologize. This is traditionally one of the busiest areas in the entire country, he said. Fox News reporting continues. Typically, these Strykers are used in combat and can be equipped with cannons and machine guns to fight the enemy. But as of right now, the Strykers are not armed with those weapons. Of course, it would be very quickly to put those weapons on the Strykers, and then you'd have that armed capability. And right now, the main goal is just surveillance of the drug cartels and the border. The United States military also released some pretty cool footage of the Strykers in action at the border, kind of giving the American people a little bit of a look at what that is. So let's go ahead right now and roll the tape of the Strykers at the border for everyone to see.
Different companies and stuff are out and different.
You guys, how long you been in?
Thirsty up.
And then have you guys went to landfill yet to see how soft that ground is with that Striker? What are you deploying, but take time. You see that area right here? That's the
there was like 3 in like 1 hour last
yeah.
So right there, you got to look at what the Strykers are doing. The armed soldiers who have their rifles with them, that are operating this piece of armor, this highly advanced piece of technical equipment. And we have another quote here. This comes from Nick Charette. Again, if I'm saying that name wrong, I do apologize. And this is in the context of what the Strykers are doing and the beefed up border security. So he says, "Let me tell you a story we just heard this morning. Two people walked up to the fence as if they were getting ready to cross. They looked up the hill. They saw this massive vehicle sitting on top of the hill, and they turned around and they walked away." You know what that says? That means cartels are scared. That means gangs are scared. They're scared to come into the United States illegally. They're scared to enter because they know they will be detected and they know there will be consequences applied once they do. So that's correct. This is in large part about establishing deterrence. It's about reminding the drug cartels who has the most powerful military in the world. It's about reminding these scumbags that if we want to, we absolutely can crush them. So for those of you who might be unfamiliar with the Stryker package, I'm going to read, this is from military.com. This is just a few more details about what this platform brings to the fight. So it can be armed with the M250 cal machine gun, MK19 40mm grenade launcher, 50 cal M2 MG, and M240 7.62 machine gun. It states the 8-wheeled Stryker combat vehicle is the U.S. Army Stryker Brigade Combat Team primary combat and combat support platform and focal point of this ongoing phase of the Army transformation. Significantly lighter and more transportable than existing tanks and armored vehicles, the Stryker fulfills an immediate requirement to provide combatant commanders with a strategically deployable C-17 or C-5 and operationally deployable C-130 brigade capable of rapid movement anywhere on the globe in combat-ready configurations. So what that means is these vehicles can be moved incredibly quickly. If we see a threat, we can fly them in, we can flood the battle space with them, and it gives our troops, the good guys, a major tool, a major advantage against whoever they're trying to fight. It further states the Stryker Interim Armored Vehicle, IAV, is a 19-ton, 8-wheeled armored vehicle that provides the Army a family of 10 different vehicles on a common chassis. The Stryker comprises two variants, the Infantry Carrier Vehicle, the ICV, and the Mobile Gun System, the MGS. The ICV has 8 additional configurations: the Mortar Carrier, Reconnaissance Vehicle, Commander's Vehicle, Fire Support Vehicle, Medical Evacuation Vehicle, Engineer Squad Vehicle, Anti-Tank Guided Missile Vehicle, and the NBC Reconnaissance Vehicle, known as the NBCRV. So that's just a few more details of what these are capable of and the power that these Strykers bring when they're put in a battle space. But what does it mean for the drug cartels? What does it mean for what comes next? Let's get into that right now. So what does this mean? What does the fact these armored Stryker vehicles are now on the border, what does it mean when it comes to targeting the drug cartels moving forward? We've known about the spy flights. There was a 7 Special Forces group training mission in Mexico. We know about the drone flights that are going on, Reaper drones into Mexico being flown by the CIA. What this shows is another step up the escalation ladder. President Trump has made it crystal clear he has every intention of crushing these scumbags and making sure they cannot push their poison and their violence north of the border into the United States of America, which is what they have done for far too long. President Trump says no more. And in order to do that, you have to let the drug cartels, you have to remind them who's in control. We have the strongest military in the world. We have the strongest Navy in the world. We have the strongest Army in the world. Our Air Force is so comically far ahead of the rest of the world, it's almost a complete joke. No one can compete with us. And the drug cartels, while they have small arms capabilities, they do have intelligence apparatuses that work for them. They do not have the ability to go toe-to-toe with the United States military. So while these Strykers aren't going south of the border into Mexico, what they are doing is establishing a clear deterrent to the drug cartels, letting them know if you want to make this situation go hot, if you want to get into a shootout with us, we will absolutely come in and pulverize you. And if we make a decision, we want to launch a strike into Mexico, we have the equipment, the men staged to do it. I spoke with a former Tier 1 operator a few weeks ago, and we kind of had a conversation. I won't get into the full details of it, but it was about hitting the drug cartels. And he made the point, you don't move this much supplies, this much equipment into a region unless you plan on using it. And read into that as much as you want, but if I was a drug cartel right now, I would be very scared. And we've seen the reporting that many cartel people have already gone into hiding, they're fleeing, they're going underground because they believe there is almost 100% chance Trump is going to launch some kind of a strike against them. When will that happen? Will it happen for sure? I don't have the answers to those questions. Nobody other than Trump, Secretary of Defense, the National Security Team, and the higher echelons of the United States military and intelligence community would be able to tell you that. But it's another step in the right direction to make sure that these absolute horrible humans cannot poison our people. Again, sorry for the lack of a traditional set. We're making the best of it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with how you'd want to see President Trump deal with the drug cartels below. I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully, we'll be back in our regular set as soon as possible. We're just not there yet after the damage to my home. I appreciate all of you who reached out. It means a lot. I'll catch y'all next time.